So hello, good day everyone. So by the way, I am Geraldine Arcosan, and for today's video, I'm going to discuss about the continuation about the comparison of approaches and of course the curriculum criteria. So again, for the continuation, so we have the attribute. So attribute, common error made by proponents. So for the generative approach, so we have creating interesting classroom activities but failure to link these activities to learning outcomes. So for the supplementive approach about common error made by proponents that by focus on a specific learning outcomes, they may feel attend to other equally important interests and topics. Then the generative approach, so we have too much emphasis on larger ideas, not enough emphasis on the proponent, while the supplemental approach, too much emphasis on the components, not enough emphasis on the larger idea. So that would be all for the comparison of the approaches. So now let's proceed to the other box. So first, in the first box column, we have the students, task, and the setting. While the second column, it's about the learning, the generative approaches, and the third one is the learning supplementive approach. So it's still focused about the two approaches. So first, we will compare the students. So the students and the generative approach is has considerable prior knowledge, has adaptive motivational patterns, experiences consistent successes on the task, while the uh, supplementive approach, talking about the students, are has little prior knowledge of the task, has non-adaptive motivational patterns, experiences repeated failure on that task. So, mo ito ilahang differences. So, for the task, we have the generative approach. So, muni ang under sa generative approach line up sa task. So, is simple for the students, is well defined, then can be completed using a general problem-solving strategy, then it is to understand but not necessarily apply what is learned. So, moto siya ang under sa generative approach line up sa task. While sa supplantive approach, under sa task or line up sa task, we have is complex, then is well defined, has missing information, so requires the use of task-specific strategies, is pivotal to the learning of subsequent tasks, then must be used with a high level of proficiency. So, makita ani sa duha kung unsa ang ilang mga kalahian. Kay diri sa generative approach, we can observe as for the students daw, simple ra daw, then well defined. While diri sa supplantive approach is complex and is not well defined. So, mato siya. So, next we have the line up sa setting. So, under sa generative approach, so we have the allows plenty of time to accomplish outcomes. So, next, places priority to experiences on the activities. So, moto siya ang under sa generative approach line up sa setting. So, next, for the line up or sa under sa supplantive approach line up sa settings. So, kung ang generative approach is allows plenty of time to accomplish outcomes, sa supplantive approach, time allowed to accomplish outcomes is limited. So, limited ra ang iyang time on accomplishing outcomes. Then, kung diri sa generative approach, line up sa setting, places priorities to experiences on activities, but diri sa supplantive approach, places priority on task mastery. So, mauto siya ang comparison about the generative and supplantive approach. So, now let's proceed about the curriculum criteria. So, but before that, let me define first what is curriculum. So, what is curriculum? So, curriculum are the guidelines on the standards for curriculum decision making. So, we all know already kung unsa ang bot pasabot sa curriculum. So, it is the guidelines, especially for the teachers. So, kay kung wala mo curriculum kay murag dili masayop magud ang teacher sa pagtudlo without using the curriculum. So, kinahanglan jud ang curriculum in the field of education, especially in the field of teaching. So the objectives of a curriculum or teaching plan are the most important curriculum criteria. So, ang objectives daw, ang usa sa pinaka-importante about the curriculum criteria. So, we all know already what is objectives. So, objectives, it is a kanang learning outcomes kanang ma-attain sa mga students at the end of the discussion or at the end of the class. So since ang objectives, they should be used in selection learning experiences and evaluating learning achievements. So, objectives, it's about a learning achievement. Kung unsa ang mga achievement nga learn sa mga students at the end of the class or at the end of the lesson or at the end of the semester. So next we have the criteria are stated in the form of questions as follows. So, ang criteria daw are stated in the form of questions. So, these are the following questions that can be served as a criteria in curriculum. So, first we have have the goals of the curriculum or teaching plan been clearly stated? And are they used by teachers and students in choosing content, materials, and activities for learning? So, moto siya ang first question. So, next we have number 2. Have the teacher and students engaged in student-teacher planning in defining the goals and in determining how they will be implemented? Then number 3, do some of the planned goals relate to the society or the community in which the curriculum will be implemented or the teaching will be done? So, moto siya ang mga questions. So, next we have do some of the planned goals relate to the individual learners in his or her needs, purposes, interests, and abilities? And number 5, are the planned goals used as criteria in selecting and developing learning materials for instructions? And then number 6, are the planned goals used as criteria in evaluating learning achievement in the further planning of the learning sub-goals in objectives? So, moto siya ang mga following questions that can be served as criteria for curriculum. So, another one, according to Haas and Parquet 1993, individual differences, flexibility, and systematic planning are criteria that happen in part on knowledge of the different approaches. So, the criteria question as follows. So, according to the Haas and Parquet, so mo po ni ang iyang giingon about criteria about curriculum. So, the first you have, does the curriculum or teaching plan include alternative approaches and alternative activities for learning? Then next, have the different learning theories been considered in planning alternative learning approaches and activities? And then so on. So, has the significance of rewarded responses, transfers, generalization, advanced organizers, self-concept, meaningfulness of the whole, personal meaning, imitation, identification, and social being considered in the planning? So, muna siya ang following nga mga characteristics sa curriculum. So, first, we have the curriculum is continuously evolving. So, ang curriculum nila is continuously nag-evolve. Then, next, the curriculum is based on the needs of the people. So, it is true that curriculum is based on the needs of the people. So, next, we have the curriculum is democratically conceived. So, it is true then that curriculum is democratically because it is not only used by the students, but also it also used for the teachers. Then we have the curriculum is the result of a long-term effort. Of course, it is true. And then the curriculum is a complex of details. Of course, as a curriculum, kay wala lang siya nag-focus about single subjects, but it's consists a lot of details. So next we have the curriculum provides for a logical sequence of subject matter. So nag-provide po ang curriculum of sequence of subject matter kanang mga chronological order kung sa mga subject nga dapat itudlo or content at that certain time kada nga adlaw. So pag ugma unsa na pod or pagka next day unsa na pod ang itudlo. So muna siya. Then the curriculum complements and cooperates with the other programs of the community. Then the curriculum has educational quality. And last, curriculum has administrative flexibility. So mao to siya. So next we have, here are some marks of a good curriculum which may be used as criteria for evaluation purposes. So kani siya is kanang abot po ni siya sa criteria for curriculum evaluate. So kung unsa mga criteria nga gamiton para sa pag-evaluate sa curriculum. So first we have, a good curriculum is systematically planned and evaluated. Then, a good curriculum reflects adequately the aims of the school. Then, a good curriculum maintains balance among the all aims of the school. Then, a good curriculum promotes continuity of experience. Then, a good curriculum arranges learning opportunities flexibility for adaptation to the particular situation and individuals. So next, number 6, a good curriculum utilizes the most effective learning experiences and resources available. And last one, a good curriculum makes a maximum provision for the development of each learner. So now let's proceed. So what is evaluation? So evaluation is very familiar to us. So kaning evaluation is mahitabo na ni siya at the end of the thing nga imong gibuhat. For example, sa demo. So pag namo na kag demo, i-evaluate ka or himuon kag judgment or conclusion kung unsa ang mga mali or na-achieve ba nimo ang tanang mga criteria, so na-follow ba nimo tanang mga procedures, so that things like that. So let me define first what is evaluation. So evaluation is the process of determining in the value of something or the extent to which goals are being achieved. So muna siya gigon ako ganiya nga ang evaluation is nagkuan siya nga magbuhat siya og conclusion kung kana nga is for example sa curriculum is na-achieve nila ang mga subject matter nga gusto nilang maabot sa mga estudyante. Next, it is a process of making a decision or reading a conclusion. So muna to kung gingon ang ganiya nga it's about a conclusions or judgment about sa thing nga imong gibuhat, especially the curriculum. Next, it involves decision making about students' performance-based information obtained from assessment process. So ito siya. Next, we have assessment is the process of collecting information by reviewing the product of students' work, interview, observing, or testing. So, assessment po is very important po, especially sa demo. So, at the end of the demo, i-assess nimo ang mga students kung if they really understand about the discussions. So, ang pamaagi na para ma-assess nimo ang mga students' knowledge, so by interviewing, observing, or testing. So, the things like that. So next, we have evaluation is the process of using information that is collected through assessment. So muna to ang assessment kay i-test nimo ang mga student knowledge kung nakasabot pa sila or wala. Next, it entails a reasoning process that is based on influence. Next, inference is the process of arriving at a logical conclusion from body of evidence. So, evaluation is a truthful process. So, it is true that evaluation is a truthful process. So, next, it is the judgment we make about the assessment of student learning basis on the criteria. So, ang assessment is very important po siya in evaluation. Kaya dira magpud nimo maka-evaluate ka through sa assessment kay kung unsa to ang result sa mga estudyante, especially sa test or sa mga assessment test, kung unsa to ang result, so ma-evaluate sa especially mga teachers kung na-improve ang student na-improve ba ilang score or learnings from the beginning until the last. So the things like that. So okay, next, evaluation provides informations. Directly to the learner for guidance, then directly to the teacher for orientation of the next structured activities, then directly to external agencies for the assessment of the school's functioning in the light of national purposes. Okay, so what is curriculum evaluations? So, sada ang curriculum evaluation. So, curriculum evaluation is the process of obtaining information for judging the worth of an educational program, procedure, educational objectives, or the potential utility of alternative approaches designed to attain specified objectives. So, siya, ang curriculum evaluation is talk about kanang obtaining information or judging or kanang conclusions about educational program or educational objectives kung na-attain ba siya or wala. So, muna siya. Next, so curriculum evaluation focuses on determining whether the curriculum as recorded in the master plan has been carried out in the classroom. In evaluating curriculum, the following key questions are usually asked. So, mo po ni ang mga questions na ginagamit in curriculum evaluations. So, first we have are the objectives are being addressed? So, ang mga objectives ba daw is being addressed? The next, are the contents presented in recommended sequence? So, kung sa curriculum ba daw ang mga contents or katong mga subject matters is kanang nag-arrange for the chronologically order. So next we have are students being involved in the suggested instructional experiences? And the last, are students reacting to the contents? So if kanang ang mga students whether is ming response to the following content. So through aning mga questions is ma-evaluate sa mga teachers ang curriculum kung nabuhat ba sa mga estudyante kaning mga butang or especially sa mga teachers. So, na siya. So, last is about formative evaluation and summative evaluation. So, a formative evaluation takes place during the lesson or project and tells the evaluator what is happening. Then, next is ongoing and yields information that can be used to modify program to determination. So, ang formative evaluation is about asking the students kung unsa ilang nasabtan, and then making graphic organizer about sa ilang nasabtan, so the things like that. While ang summative evaluation so take place at the end of the lesson or project and tells the evaluate what has happened, then sum up or the learning. So, ang evaluation is to sum up na the overall topics or especially the overall curriculum. So, ang buhaton na ni sa mga teacher is kanang they will give summative activities such as making an essay, so summative tests, and the things like that. So I think that would be all my reports. So thank you everyone for spending your time and of course for your listening. So I hope you learn a lot. Then again, thank you and once again, good morning.